Bundesliga big boys Borussia Dortmund kick off their tour of Japan against Cerezo Osaka in the Yanmar Hanasaka Stadium. Well, despite a multitude of links and connections between the two clubs on the pitch and plenty of love and admiration for the black and yellows away from the pitch here in Osaka, this is surprisingly just the second ever meeting between the two clubs. The first encounter taking place in July of 2024 with BVB securing a 3-2 victory on the day thanks to goals from Karim Adeyemi and Jamie Gittins. However, could be a very, very different test and a very different looking BVB team here today, with one or two youngsters returning to their hometown, especially that young man there, Yamamoto, just recently joining BVB on loan in the summer. Comes from Osaka, but not from Cerezo, but their fierce rivals, Gamba Osaka, will have family and friends here in the stadium, I'm sure. Well, both of these teams well known for their development of young players and talent, with very rich histories of players going on to become household names both in Germany and in Japan. It is a special game, especially for one player in particular, 37-year-old Shinji Kagawa, now back with Cerezo Osaka, the team where his professional career all began. Also considered a BVB club legend, joining the Bundesliga side back in 2010 from Cerezo Osaka, winning 2 Bundesliga titles with Dortmund, not to mention 2 DFB Cups as well. A real fan favourite here in Osaka, but also for the Bundesliga side, one of a number of players that have successfully plied their trade in the top tiers of German football, having started at Cerezo Osaka as well, and then going on to impress on the European stage. The likes of Takumi Minamino, a player Liverpool fans will know well. Hiroshi Kiyotake spent time with Nuremberg and Hannover 96 in the German top flights. And of course Takashi Inui, former VfL Bochum and Eintracht Frankfurt player. I think we can expect a fair few more players to make the move over to Europe from Cerezo Osaka. They are really considered one of the big teams here in Japan, and time again seem to produce wonderful, young, talented individuals. A really good youth system here, and very similar to Dortmund's as well. Dortmund in Germany, of course, known for the team that really knows how to develop young players and turn them into world-class professionals. As the players make their way out onto the pitch, BVB led out by their captain for the day and star striker number 9, Seru Girassi, 22 goals in all competitions last season. Perhaps a little less than he expects from himself, but not too shabby anyway. There was Shinji Kagawa. Will be a fantastic day for him. BVB sort of in the beginning of their pre-season preparations, do have 2 friendlies under their belts, played in the past 2 weeks. A win and a loss heading into this, the 3rd friendly of pre-season. As for Cerezo, of course, their pre-season sort of winding down now. Will kick off their league campaign on the 8th of August. With a new man in charge of things here at Cerezo Osaka. The Spanish 51-year-old Pablo Machin, former Sevilla and Espanyol manager, most recently with Salal in the second tier in Qatar, appointed at the start of this month and expected to try and get Cerezo Osaka back to the top of Japanese football, which is where they and their fans feel they belong. Of course, one of the founding members, one of the so-called original 8 of the Japan Soccer League, which in 1993 became the J1 League. Haven't quite hit the same heights in the J1 League. The last few seasons have found themselves floating around mid-table mostly. Their most successful season coming back in 2017. They won both the J-League Cup and the Emperor's Cup in the same season. We have a look at the Cerezo Osaka starting lineup. Solomon Sakuragawa leading the line. And number 9, Shinji Kagawa, the number 8 on his back. We'll try and dictate play in midfield and pull the strings in the centre of the park, as he did for BVB during his time there. Incredible career. Shinji Kagawa, 37 years old and still going strong. Masuya Ueda and company in charge of proceedings here. Here's a look at Niko Kovac's starting 11. Samuele Ignazio and Takato Yamamoto, the 2 youngsters supporting Seru Girassi up front. Justin Lerma, another summer signing, as well as Joan Gadu. Also in the starting 11, both players with decent amount of minutes under their belts so far in pre-season, even with just 2 games played. Niko Kovac more than happy to give a fair few youngsters the chance to impress heading into the new season ahead. Before kick-off, of course, a moment's silence. The earthquake that struck Kumamoto, a region in the southern Japanese island of Kyushu, yesterday. With lives lost, people still missing. And, well, our thoughts and prayers go out to all those affected by that catastrophe yesterday. Now, fair to say, there are things that are always more important than football, but hopefully games like these can perhaps lift the spirits somewhat during what I'm sure is a very difficult time for the people of Japan. So the action about to get underway here in Osaka. Of course, the upcoming season in Japan will be the first J-League season to be played in 2 calendar years, from summer to spring, having always played in a whole calendar year from sort of late winter to early winter. That's how it's been since its inaugural season back in 1993. So the action underway. Dortmund playing from right to left here in the first 45. Interesting to see if Niko Kovac decides to make a lot of changes at half-time. The two friendlies Dortmund have played so far has seen two different 11s out for each half of action. There's Joe Bellingham, younger brother of Jude Bellingham. Joe following in his brother's footsteps by making the move to BVB, testing himself in the German Bundesliga. Of course, Jude Bellingham going on to join Real Madrid and become one of the players of the tournament this summer's World Cup with England. Only half chance there for the hosts Osaka. Solomon Sakuragawa looked like he was in on goal there. But young central defender Filippo Mane putting in a really good challenge. Had to get the timing spot on there inside his own penalty area. Ding towards the back post. No one there to meet it, and then a run out of play for a Dortmund throw by Niko Takahashi. Booted away from danger by Gadu. Cerezo Osaka, also known as Sakura. The cherry blossoms, of course. Osaka famous for the cherry blossom season here, which is usually from March to April. Cerezo, Spanish for cherry blossom as well. No real Spanish connection to the Osaka side, but just like many other teams in Japan, naming all sort of part of the J-League's branding philosophy in the early 1990s. Clubs were encouraged to adopt more memorable, internationally recognizable identities and names instead of company names. European football seen as prestigious, a lot of Spanish, Italian, and similar chosen by clubs. Cerezo actually chosen by the fans. Corner here for the home team. Wow, it's a good looking delivery there. Again towards the back post, sort of floated past a number of Dortmund defenders. He's begging for a tap in. Unfortunately for Osaka, no one really taking a risk, venturing forward, trying to get on the end of it. It's a decent start here from Osaka. Joan Gado looking for options. Bellingham closest to him. And the ball put out of play. Takato Yamamoto. Osaka with an early corner here. There is the new man in charge. Dortmund struggling to find any sort of early rhythm here. It's been Cerezo who have dictated the pace of the game in these opening stages, looking a little more confident and comfortable on the ball. Sakuragawa trying to put pressure on Filippo Mane there. One back by Osaka. Now they have space to work with down the left wing. Ball into the middle, unable to pick out a teammate. The follow-up into a sea of yellow shirts there. Very crowded BVB penalty area. Pablo Machín enjoying what he's seeing so far. Straight into the hands of Alexander Meyer. Normally Dortmund's number 2. Gregor Kobel with a busy summer. Switzerland with a deep run in the World Cup. BVB number 1, given a bit of time to rest still. Shinji Kagawa with an effort from outside the box, looking to curl one into the far corner there. Deflection takes it out for a corner. And it's Osaka piling on the pressure here in the early stages. Corner taken short. And there it is, the opening goal. And you can't say Osaka don't deserve it. Just under 7.5 minutes in, it's a dead ball situation initially. The ball in from out wide, not dealt with at the near post by the Dortmund defence. And Solomon Sakuragawa opens up the scoring here in Osaka. He said so, number 9. Didn't even have to jump. The ball pretty much just landing on his forehead. Just guides it back across into the bottom left corner. Very little Alexander Meyer could do about that one. The next chance for Osaka. Sakuragawa, 8 goals and 1 assist in 20 appearances last season. There's that goal, the wake-up call for BVB now though. Not the easiest of conditions for the players out there. 33, 34 degrees, very humid as well. You'll probably expect a water break in each half. Filippo Mane does well to find Luca Reggiani, one of the 2 Italian youngsters in this starting 11 for Dortmund this evening. Bellingham, little dink over the top. Too much mustard on that one for Samuele Ignazio. Ignazio breaking into the first team at the end of last season, scoring his first senior goal as well. Very talented young man. Can play anywhere across a front three. Nakamura in between the sticks for Osaka. The Japanese side knocking the ball around really nicely in this first half. Not taking it lightly in this pre-season friendly against BVB. Given away cheaply by the Bundesliga side as Osaka power forward once more. Yokoyama dispossessed by Gadu. Koto with a heavy touch. Hands it straight back to Osaka, or does it? Scramble for possession. In the end, it's a Dortmund throw just inside their own half. Bellingham just getting there ahead of Shinji Kagawa. Keep the ball with the black and yellows. Mane across to Joan Gaudu. And the summer signing brought in from Austrian side RB Salzburg. Yamamoto setting off a little too early there, drifting into an offside position. Much to the delight of the Cerezo Osaka fans. I'm sure he'd love to score a goal today. Against his parent club's bitter rivals. Better from Dortmund. Starting to find a little bit of rhythm now as well. Enough heights in that delivery. Reggiani running with Justin Lerma. Grassi available on the inside. Little 1-2 between the two. And Justin Lerma. That little too much height for precision overpower there from just outside the box. Justin Lerma, Ecuadorian teenager, also brought in the summer. Scored on his debut, albeit pre-season friendly. 3-1 win against German 4th Division side Rot-Weiß Oberhausen. Coming into this, BVB suffering defeats against a fellow 4th Division side, Kickers Offenbach, which was a bit of a surprise result, really. Dortmund leading 1-0 at half-time. Yamamoto with a header down for Girassi, goes down in the box. His hands on his face. Did he catch an elbow there from Hatanaka, Osaka central defender. Lovely cushioned header down there from Yamamoto. Great first touch by Girassi as well. I'm not sure there's enough in that for a penalty. Hatanaka with his eyes on the ball. Definitely no malicious intent behind it, that's for sure. So nearly 17 minutes gone. Cerezo Osaka with a one-goal cushion against BVB here. And of course, a BVB side with a lot of first-team players still missing. Team that might be suffering from a little bit of jet lag as well. Have tried to counter the jet lag in their preparation or preparations for this game by having their dinner very late, not having breakfast until around 11 AM as well. Hasn't just been training sessions though. Done a lot of meeting with fans and promotional stuff, if you like, here in Japan. Landed in Tokyo before travelling to Osaka for tonight's game. We'll head back to Tokyo and we'll face FC Tokyo in their second and final pre-season friendly here. All part of the Tour of Japan. Misplaced pass from Maya. Picked off by Shinji Kagawa. Took a little back heel, but then muscled out of play. In the end by Justin Lerma. Good run by Nakamura, the right wing back. With the overlap, Kagawa doing well to pick him out. Good upper body strength there from Justin Lerma. Justin Lerma, surprisingly, still just 18 years old. Sakuragawa. Good hold-up play from the big number 9. Nice switch of play to find Nakamura. BVB with plenty of bodies behind the ball. Osaka still nearly find a way through. And all forward to Yamamoto. Decent first touch to keep the move alive. And now with Joe Bellingham. Osaka working tirelessly off the ball, not giving Dortmund players a lot of time on it. Girassi wants the free kick and will get it as the battle continues between Dortmund's number 9. 30-year-old Hatanaka at the back. Still waiting for BVB to create any sort of clear-cut chance in on goal. Just the one sort of half chance so far. That cushioned header down. Yamamoto to pick out Girassi, and then went down inside the box. Ignacio trying to thread one through. Girassi there, I think, wanted it played along the ground. With almost 23 minutes gone, that brings us to our first water break here in Osaka. It is the home side with a 1-goal lead. Team in pink, the Cherry Blossoms, have been the better team so far. Settled into things nice and early, right from the get-go. Stamping their authority on proceedings so far. BVB struggling to really find any sort of flow. And looked a little more confident on the ball. There's another look at the goal that separates the two sides here. Simple header in the end for Sakuragawa, although I'm not sure he was too aware of it until the very last moment there. In the right place at the right time, as they say. He probably was expecting one of the many players ahead of him to perhaps get some sort of a touch on it, but perfectly placed to nod it home. Give his side an early lead here. Hasn't quite gone to plan. The youngster Takato Yamamoto. His hometown so far, but take nothing away from the impact he's made in pre-season already. He's been very impressive. Niko Kovac saying before the game just how impressed he's been. The young Japanese player since arriving. Scored on his debut as well in the same game that Justin Lerma scored his debut goal. Very well taken goal as well by Yamamoto. Early signs very promising, of course. Brought in on loan from Cerezo Osaka with an option to buy, which will be based on how he performs. He was brought in initially as part of the rebuild for the BVB2 side, their reserve team. And the way he started life with BVB, could perhaps make a push for the first team. BVB this time with some early pressure on the ball. Koto with the quick throw. Gianni. And a heavy challenge there just before playing the ball forward. This friendly being played with a very high intensity, especially from Osaka. With their season starting in just over a week. Pablo Machine will want to see them give 100%. Koto has a bit of time and space to work with. Drives forward. Yamamoto there in support. A difficult one there for young Ignacio. Surrounded by Osaka players. Next to no time to sort of control that ball. Well-oiled machine. Cerezo Osaka. Kept in play well by young Koto, but the flag goes up. I'm sure he's convinced by the decision from the linesman there. Looked like he was able to keep it in play. Difficult to tell. Nevertheless, smart control from the BVB right back. Waiting for Dortmund to really come to life, though. Yamamoto unable to thread one through for Seru Girassi. Bellingham off target with that pass towards Yamamoto. It's that final ball, more often than not in the final third, where BVB really have struggled in this first half. Just over half an hour gone. Chance creation has dried up a little for Osaka as well, though. After an electric start, and a lot of early pressure. Perhaps the opportunity. A scramble inside the box, could go anywhere. BVB eventually clear their lines, not too well though. Koto, the intended outlet there, but nowhere near him. Player down inside the box for BVB. There's young Filippo Mane. Seems to have a problem here. It could possibly be a hamstring issue, which is not what you want in pre-season, that's for sure. Studs just sort of get caught in the grass there as he extends out wide to get that block in. It's well defended by Mane, but at what cost? Stretchers out. I'm not sure it's that serious. Dortmund medical team out there assessing the situation. Even if it's just a twinge, can't imagine he'll continue with it being a pre-season friendly. So Mane will leave the field of play here. So Gianluca Riedel will come on. Replace Mane. BVB 2 defender. Joan Gadu taking up a central position in that back three now for BVB. Having started on the right. Yamamoto with the first time effort. Shot blocked. Dortmund will try and keep the pressure on here. Performance does feel very similar to Dortmund's first pre-season friendly against Oberhausen, which they went on to win 3-1, but it wasn't until sort of the last 10 minutes of the first half that BVB really started to look like BVB. Kuragawa. Joan Gadu there with him. Kagawa. Nakamura. Over the top for Nakamura here. Quickly realised there weren't too many options available in the middle, and then sloppy in the end. Trying to follow in Shinji Kagawa's footsteps with a cheeky little back heel inside the box. Not quite the same outcome though. Questionable ball there from Alexander Meyer. Far from convincing. The Dortmund shot stopper. His heels clipped there as the ball came his way. Inoue arriving just a little late. Niko Kovac very animated on the touchline. He'll be too ecstatic with his team's performance so far. It is still early days and Dortmund just a goal down. A lovely layoff. Girassi with a chance for the equaliser. Flag stays down. Yamamoto, the one-touch ball through to Dortmund's number 9. Drags his effort wide. They've been offside there. I'll tell you what, he doesn't miss by much though. Girassi is one of those strikers who can go missing at times in games, but then all of a sudden pops up with a goal. Look at his numbers in the Bundesliga. They will show that he is a world-class frontman. Finishing last season as Dortmund's top goal scorer. He's done so 2 campaigns running. season in general, despite finishing runners up and as high as they did. I think most fans will feel it was a bit of a mixed bag. Didn't necessarily do too well in any of the cup competitions, be it domestic or European. The gap between Dortmund and Bayern Munich, a little too big. Dortmund fans are liking. Can they close that gap next season? Easier said than done. Bayern Munich, such a powerhouse in Germany. Sakuragawa gets the free kick in the end. The whistle came a little late there. Shangadu with both arms all over Osaka number 9. He's quite the unit up front, Sakuragawa. First half winding down here in Osaka. We can expect probably at least 2 minutes added on after the water break, midway through the first period of play. And Dortmund finished strong here. I think Niko Kovac is expected to make 11 changes at the break, or make that 10 now. And Luka Riedel probably coming on a little earlier than planned with that injury to Filippo Mane. Now Jan Koto's gone down, touching his ankle. Nico Takahashi with the challenge on the Brazilian. Just catches him with the trailing right leg there. Again, no malicious intent. Doesn't make it any less painful for Jan Koto though. He's still down. It'll just be a throw-in though. BVB. About to find out just how much time is going to be added on. So far, if you're a Dortmund fan, not too much to write home about. It's been slightly disappointing. They're still early into their pre-season. And it's an 11 that hasn't played alongside each other very much at all. Joe Bellingham and Seydou Guirassy, two of the more experienced out there, haven't really been able to influence the game either. So just 1 minute added on. Already running down. The high temperatures and humidity here in Osaka. So both sides will welcome half-time interval. Osaka and their players can head down the tunnel with their heads held high. Really, really strong start from the home side. A well-taken goal as well. Defensively have been very, very solid indeed. Kept BVB at bay. Struggled to create chances. And there is the half-time whistle. Cerezo Osaka with a 1-0 lead. Sakuragawa, the big number 9, breaking the deadlock early in the 8th minute. BVB struggling to come up with any sort of a reply. I think we can expect a new 11 out for the second half. Can they turn the tide here in Japan? Make sure you join us for the second 45 in just a few.
それでは記念品をどちらもお持ちになっていただいて、両方の記念品をお持ちになっていただいて記念写真を行いたいと思います。それでは照明をご覧ください。よろしくお願いいたします。続きまして、もう一つ特別な造形を行いたいと思います。日本の伝統文化である盆栽。盆栽は自然と向き合いながら長い年月をかけ、人の手によって育まれてきた日本独自の文化です。そこには日本人が大切にしてきた自然への敬意、美意識、時間という価値が込められています。長い年月をかけて受け継がれる盆栽。本日贈呈しますのは樹齢100年を超える盆栽です。100年以上の歴史と伝統を受け継ぐボルシア・ドルトムント。本日は日本とドルトムントの交流を記念して、トラットマンズ盆栽代表取締役社長小島哲平様からボルシア・ドルトムントアルステンクラバー CEO へ盆栽を贈呈いたします。前にお進みください。それでは樹齢100年の盆栽の贈呈となります。では、4人で並んでいただいて照明をご覧ください。続いて記念品もお持ちになっていただいて、最後ワンショットいただきたいと思います。では再び、お持ちになっていただいて照明をお願いいたします。以上、贈呈セレモニーとなります。ボルシア・ドルトムント株式会社 CEO、そしてトラックマンズ盆栽小島哲平様、セレソースが清社長、ありがとうございました。
So a warm welcome back here in Osaka. Cerezo Osaka 1-0 up against Borussia Dortmund in this pre-season friendly in Japan. Deserving of their lead as well. Were the better side in the first 45. Surprisingly, Niko Kovac, it would seem, not making any changes at the break, so the same 11 outs for the black and yellows are looking to turn the tide. Things not quite going to plan for the Bundesliga side so far. Just the one real opportunity for Seru Girassi in that first half, which did look suspiciously offside as well. The flag did stay down, so would have counted had he found the target, but just dragged his effort wide from just inside the box, trying to work the angle with that right-footed effort. Former Dortmund man and Osaka veteran Shinji Kagawa with an impressive first 45. The first 15 minutes especially. Cerezo Osaka, far better side. Took BVB a while to find any sort of rhythm. Managed to steady the ship somewhat as the first period of play unfolded, but I think Niko Kovac will want to see a little more in the final third. Yamamoto's layoff went off target there. Japanese teenager with one or two standout moments. It's a nice little flick on that Girassi opportunity. Dortmund's best chance of the game, only chance really. It was a high-intensity start to proceedings from Osaka at the start of the first 45. Will it be a similar start here to the second half? Osaka now playing from right to left. In action again in just a few days' time on the 1st of August against Tokyo, before they head back home to Germany for the season opener, as they call it in Germany, the last friendly to sort of celebrate the start of a new season. They'll take on AS Roma, and there's the German Super Cup on the 22nd of August, the Roma game on the 15th. The Super Cup against Bayern Munich. A cracker that will surely be Der Klassiker, as they call it in Germany. Osaka with almost a spectacular goal there. A lovely take on the spin by Yokoyama. Acrobatic attempt, number 14. It's a deflection that actually takes it wide off Yan Koto. Oh, what a goal that could have been. Osaka with a corner, Nakamura to take it. An in-swinger on this near side. Over everyone's head. Shinji Kagawa picks up the pieces. Again, it's early pressure. Cerezo Osaka. And this time, the long-range efforts from Yokoyama. Two chances in as many minutes for Yomeki Yokoyama. Osaka looking to double their lead. Here they come again. Yokoyama Tries to feed one into the middle. Can't get it past the first defender, and Jan Koto able to relieve some of the pressure. Winning the free kick deep inside the Dortmund half. And with the way things have started here for Dortmund, you wonder how long Niko Kovac will wait before he does make some changes. He does have some game changers, if you like, on the bench. Fabio Silva, probably the go-to option in terms of attacking players with experience anyway. There's of course as well Mathis Albert, still just 17 years old, but he's a real star in the making. Mathis Albert has had a fantastic pre-season so far. Standout performances in both of Dortmund's pre-season friendlies. Managed to get on the score sheet against Kickers Offenbach last time out as well. So goes a foul by Jan Koto. Didn't look too convinced by it. Didn't look like there was too much in it, really. Does it go for offside? I think it is a foul in the end. It's a clever play from Takahashi. Just gets his body in front of Koto there. And just waiting for any sort of contact. It's been a good battle between those two. Headed on by Sakuragawa. Nearly straight into the path of Yokoyama. And 6 minutes gone in the second period of play. Not too much has changed, really. It's Osaka looking the more dangerous, the more confident, the more able. Brought down by the big man up front, Sakuragawa. He's been a real nuisance up front. He's kept the Dortmund back line wide awake. His hold-up play. His physical presence in and around the box. Kaba brought down by Cools. It's a dead ball situation here for BVB. An opportunity to try and test the Osaka keeper. Nakamura getting his wall in order. Jan Koto standing over the ball, which would suggest a pass rather than a shot on goal. In the end, it was neither, really. Somewhat wasted opportunity yet again from BVB. Throw taken quickly. Gianluca Riedel threads one through for Koto. Early ball into the box. Yamamoto able to control it. Goes down a little too easy though. Referee not impressed. The initial ball in from Jan Koto, I think. Intended for Seydou Guirassy. Played in just slightly behind the number 9 though. It's better from Dortmund. opportunities like that, few and far between. Ganassi dropping deep to get involved. Gadu. Yamamoto making a promising run out wide there. Koto deciding to go back instead. I think that's been part of the problem for BVB. It's all been a little too safe at times, not willing to take too many risks in the final third. Reggiani spreads it out wide nicely for Kabar. In an offside position, just setting off a little too early. It was a good idea. And strength there from Gianluca Riedel. Koto does well. Yamamoto runs into trouble. Will be a Dortmund throw though. Cheeky little nutmeg from young Koto. Goes down looking for the free kick. The referee quickly waves play on. Tracking back there from Justin Lerma. It's another peculiar ball. Alexander Meyer. And again, he gets away with it. The third misplaced pass from the Dortmund keeper. There's another, not from the keeper, but from his teammate in defence. Half chance for Osaka. Ends in the hands of Meyer. Taken a few risks, the Dortmund shot stopper this evening. Hasn't been punished for any of them yet. Does go looking for that free kick somewhat, Yamamoto, but could say it's clever play as well. Another first-time layup from Yamamoto. Seen a few of those. Can't fault him in terms of effort. He's trying to make things happen. I'm sure he's desperate to make the difference here today in his hometown. Family and friends watching, and against his bitter rivals. Well, here come the changes. We wondered if it would be 1 or 2. Thought it might be 10 or 11 at half-time, but looks like Niko Kovac has decided to wait for the hour mark before bringing on the new boys. A lot of youngsters, as well as Fabio Silva. There might be a change in goal as well. Patrick Dreves possibly come on to replace Alexander Meyer. So the 11 that started things, unable to turn things around. The 15 minutes of the second half now done and dusted. Looks like Satoki Ueyo and Travis Takahashi will be coming on. Osaka as well. Just one change at half-time. The home side, with Koto Abe coming on to replace Nakamura. So a lot of BVB reserve team players, as well as some under-19 youngsters out on the pitch now in black and yellow. Likes of Romeo Rita, Miguel Angel, Ayman Agil, Tom Faust, Enzo Dos Santos, the previously mentioned Mathis Albert, definitely one to keep an eye on, wearing the number 41. And Marwan Omir Mirza, the number 57, now playing at right wing back, replacing Yan Koto, another player who's looked really, really good in pre-season. Looks like Gadu, the only player to remain out there. There's Fabio Silva, impact player off the bench last season for Dortmund. Mathis Albert with the shot, sees it blocked just inside the box though. Could this be the season? Fabio Silva becomes more of a first team player, of course, competing with Seru Girassi for that striker spot. I think a lot of fans wondering, can they play together perhaps? Fabio Silva has come off the bench to play in wide areas as well, and done so successfully. With Karim Adeyemi on his way to Barcelona. There's an opportunity out on the wing. Riedel. Nice little flick on by Mirza. Fabio Silva, who still had work to do. It's well defended by Hatanaka. Kagawa, cushioned header on, but then Fairly tries to get to the ball, bringing the Dortmund player down with a tug on the shirts. There's the new man, Travis Takahashi. Shinji Kagawa coming off now as well. Reggie and Takahashi out on the pitch now. Some fresh legs for Osaka as well. Another solid shift from 37-year-old Shinji Kagawa. A special day against his former club. Just under 25 minutes and some change still to go here in Osaka. BVB still trailing by just the one. A lot of fresh legs out there now for the Bundesliga side. Can the youngsters turn the tide and flip the script? Mirza does well under pressure. Heavy collision there. Play continues for now anyway. They're still down. Kito Inoue, the player now back on his feet again. That's young Luca Riedel, who's running into the challenge and duel there. Just lands on top of the Osaka number 4. Looks like he's all right to continue and able to shake it off. Here he is on the ball now. Pretty much this same 11 that went on to win the first pre-season friendly for BVB. Dortmund struggled a little in the first 45 against Oberhausen. It was this group of players that came on and really shone. Can they do it again here? Different opposition this time. Dink over the top, flag stays down. Fabio Silva, early ball into the middle, looking for Matis Albert. He was trying to make that diagonal run in towards the near post, couldn't quite get there in time. Already Dortmund looking a little bit more dynamic going forward. Osaka with a corner to defend. Osaka fans happy with what they've seen so far, as well as they should be. We head into the second water break of the evening. Time running out for BVB. Of course, not sure the scoreline. Not the most important thing to Niko Kovac out there tonight, with it being a pre-season friendly and all, but I think he'll want to see a little bit more intent, a little bit more intensity from this new group of players. Pablo Machín, on the other hand, will be pleased with what he's seen so far and will expect more of the same. The less spectacular missed effort from Yokoyama just moments before that, very close to scoring what would have been a spectacular goal. This might be it here. One touch in a second on the spin. Yan Koto getting his body in the way to stop that one from heading right for the top shelf. Back underway. Cerezo with the goal kick. Headed on and out of play by Sakuragawa. His goal separating the two sides. In the 8th minute of play. With slightly more possession than Cerezo in this second half so far. Not really been able to do much with it. Important interception there from Jean Gadou. Forward from Gadou. Mirza will get on the end of it. Riedel on the overlap, decides not to use him. It's Dos Santos. Interestingly, Patrick Treves remaining on the bench. Alexander Meyer taking his place in goal. Dortmund's big names who return from the World Cup are here in Japan as well, taking part in the training sessions and the off-the-field duties. We'll see a fair few of them in action against Tokyo in a few days' time. Likes of Nico Schlotterbeck, Valdemar Anton, just to name a few. Julian Riasen, of course, with a deep run in the World Cup as well with Norway. Some more changes on the way for Osaka. Spread out wide nicely there by Hanaka. Dos Santos. It's close control. John Gad looking for options. To the final quarter of an hour of play. This is the stage in the game where Cerezo Osaka simply try and hold on to their one-goal lead, get the job done. Miorita with the foul. Yota Komi coming on there to replace Yokoyama. And the goal scorer, Fukurogawa, coming off as well. I believe Kyohei Morizato coming on as well, yep. So to Hayato Okuda. Tom Faust coming on for BVB in the meantime as well. Hinata Kida out for the final stages for Cerezo Osaka. Wrap up the substitutions for both sides. Dos Santos drives into the box, goes down looking for a penalty. Not enough in it. Minimal contact really. Referee Masuya Ueda taking the whistle by his side. Ayman Agio has opted to send this one into the danger zone rather than play it short. Come towards the back post. And Dos Santos just can't get over the top of it on the half volley from distance. regardless of the outcome. Fantastic experience for some of these youngsters. Travel abroad with the first team, test themselves against stiff opposition in the form of Cerezo Osaka. Albert muscled out of play and away from the ball. Travis Takahashi. Switch of play, a lot of space to work with here. Osaka finds its way through. Just too much height. And that ball into the middle. Satoki Uejo, player arriving at the back post. Takahashi's ball with just a little too much venom on it. Another chance here though. Uejo just losing his footing slightly there as he tried to dance his way past the Dortmund defence. Even with all those fresh legs out there for BVB, it's Cerezo Osaka who continue to look the more dangerous. Mirza. Fabio Silva looking for the 1-2 with Dos Santos there, doesn't quite come off. Matis Albert making a run on the left wing, the ball played on the inside. Takahashi does well to deal with the danger at the back. Put out of play by Tom Faust. Osaka throw. Mirza, heavy touch, hands it straight back to Osaka. The ball whipped in, but with no real height. Making life slightly easier. Dortmund back line. Matis Albert then brought down on the halfway line. Few more changes on the way as Pablo Machin tries to get his squad match ready. Oh, might be a chance here for an equaliser. What a block that is! And somehow Dortmund are unable to equalise. What a block from Hinata Kida. I have to say, Koto Abe gets it all sorts of wrong there, completely misjudging the flight of that ball. Very grateful to his defender. Wasn't really helped much by Hatanaka, whose scuffed clearance hands the opportunity to Fabio Silva. I think probably thought he'd scored there. And what an effort from Hinata Kida to get the block in. Yuma Owata on for the final 5 minutes and some change.
And substitution for Cerezo Osaka, number 28, Okazawa, is replaced by number 26,
Eiji Kubo out now as well. Play continues. Dortmund with a corner. Short and quickly. To Salbit, unable to get any lift. And the in-swinger from the corner of the box. Convincing that time from Alexander Meyer. We didn't really get a lot of distance on it. And Osaka, a free kick, trying to take it quickly. And it's brought back by the referee. And then Agio, a guilty party in that situation. Osaka's number 7, Satoki Uejo, standing over the ball here, lining this one up. Certainly looks like he's going to have a crack at this one. To get it on target, but it's straight down the middle. An easy catch in the end for Maya. Nicely worked forward here by Osaka. A slight push in the back, and the whistle goes again. Romeo Rita getting away with that one. Nice free kick in an even more promising area. Good angle to work with, just on the edge of the box. Alexander Meyer might have a little more to do this time round. That's on target. Alexander Meyer is not getting there. vicious strike there from Hayato Okuda. Just wouldn't curl back for him. It has been an entertaining into the second half. Get there. And stop the ball from going out for a corner, so Osaka will keep the pressure on. And 90 minutes just about up. Time for an equaliser. Swiftly running out and just 2 minutes added on. Can BVB muster up one last opportunity and try and salvage a draw here? Cerezo Osaka get revenge for the only previous meeting between these two, which ended in defeat for the Japanese side 2 years ago. Booted away at the near post by Fabio Silva. Miusa trying to play it off Yotakomi there. Off Satoki Uejo, excuse me. Osaka doing a good job of keeping BVB pinned deep inside their own half. Pinballs its way through to an Osaka player there. Matis Albert. That's a fine Fabio Silva. Is there one last chance here for BVB? Ball into the middle. Blocked. And out for a corner. Will Dortmund be allowed to take it? Certainly looks like they will. Taking shots. Referee will let this last attack play out. Ball into the middle, and Dortmund have equalised. Or have they? The flag's gone up for offside against Romeo Ritter. Might have just had a right leg ahead of the back line. And so the goal will not count, and that will be the last kick of the ball here tonight, as Cerezo Osaka cap off their pre-season with a big win against Borussia Dortmund. It's back-to-back defeats in pre-season for Niko Kovac's BVB, who will go again in just a few days' time when they face Tokyo to cap off their tour of Japan. And it's been an entertaining night here in Osaka, and a successful one for the home team. Solomon Sakuragawa's goal, the difference in the 8th minute of play. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next time. And as always, stay safe and take care.